All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the webinar. My name is JC Rangel, and I'm going to be your host and presenter for the day here with the 90-day Blitz training. And so a little bit about my background, so we're not complete strangers. I'm 33 years old. I got introduced to the industry of network marketing when I was 18 years old. And well, long story short, I made a decision to get started. I couldn't get a regular job because I was actually born in Mexico. So at 18 years old, I still didn't have a social security number. So I couldn't get a regular job, and there's a bunch of things that I was limited to do, but somebody showed me how to get started with a network marketing company. I made a decision to get started, and my life hasn't been the same since. My goal at 18 years old, I had a lot of goals, but one of my main goals was to retire my mom on or before the age of 30, and that happened by the age of 26. So it's been an incredible blessing. I'm so excited to share some of this stuff that was shared with me, some of the concepts. And in this one training here is one of the most powerful trainings. It isn't one of the most exciting trainings. You're not going to get super pumped up. You're not going to learn some nice lines. You know, when I was new, I liked all of these catchy lines and phrases. But the reality is that all of that is good. But the meat and potatoes is training like this. So in the 90-day Blitz, we want to talk about how you can set yourself up and how you could literally change your life in 90 days, or at the very least, set up yourself on the right path with the right momentum to change your business and change your life with 90 days, okay? And the same thing applies, frankly, with any area of your life. You know, if you want to get in better shape and you go on a serious run, on a serious blitz, a serious commitment for 90 days, eating right and exercising and getting the right amount of rest and the right amount of sleep and all that other stuff, you can see a significant difference in 90 days and create a tremendous amount of momentum. Well, the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, applies with your network marketing business. Okay. So in this 90-day Blitz, it is so you can get your plane off of the runway. You know, they say, for instance, a rocket ship, a rocket on the way to the moon wastes 70% of its fuel on takeoff. So it's a condensed effort of energy just on the takeoff. That way you have a crazy amount of momentum. It's kind of like if you want to jump from one building to the other, you don't just stand on the edge and make a jump. You go a few steps back and you run. You do a blitz, and then you jump from that building to the next building with a certain amount of momentum. So you could think of jumping from one building to another building as your rank, going from one rank to another rank, or in some cases going 2 or 3 ranks above in a 90-day sprint. So I want you to think of it that way. So it's it's success compression, condensed effort, which requires mega focus, mega urgency, and it creates momentum. So you've got to focus while you're doing the business. What is it that you want to achieve in these 90 days? Okay. So focus on what your end goal is. Focus on the details of how many people you're personally going to sponsor. All of your goals have to be written down. Okay. So mega effort, urgency. Okay. Condensed effort, that means you're going to go at the very minimum 3 times harder, 3 times the activity as normal. On most of my text messages and statuses on social media, I put hashtag AOMA. AOMA stands for all out massive action. And that could not be more true than in the 90-day game plan. That means that all out massive action, more phone calls, more prospecting, more presentations, more showing the plan, more trainings, more 3-way calls than ever before. And I'm going to break down what are some of those things that and what percentage we spend on those things. So the 90-day Blitz is also a sprint, a relay, and a marathon. So, well, excuse me, success in network marketing is all 3. I often hear people say and let me lower the volume down on here. That way I got my Facebook open on another tab, so I don't want you to see all the notifications I get and listen to them. So success in network marketing, ladies and gentlemen, is in 3 things. We often hear success is, you know, this business is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Well, I'm here to debate that. It's all 3. It's a sprint, a relay, and a marathon. So granted, you've got to have that long-term vision, 3 to 5 years, 10 years, whatever long it takes, okay? And it'll be worth it. Even if it took you 10 years to achieve financial freedom, to achieve the top position in the company, guess what? It is worth it. But they all, you know, they have the philosophy of slow and steady wins a race. Slow and steady is useful, yes, but you definitely have to have the sprint and the relay in there. So first of all, in the sprint, that is a 90-day Blitz. You've got to make a condensed effort. You know, you got to do a blitz, a big energy in a short period of time, and you could do it. We could do almost anything for 90 days. But for 90 days, you set yourself up, you create momentum, and you inspire other people in your organization to do the same thing. So the first thing is the sprint, and you want to determine your goal. What rank, once again, how many personally direct, how many people will you help in your group to a certain rank or to a certain income that they're generating. And the next one is that you've got to commit to it. You've got to make a decision. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. You've got to make it a priority, something that you're going to gladly do. These are your priorities, your sacrifices, and gladly take on those sacrifices. Now, here's what you'll find out in this 90-day blitz, this sprint. Okay. In this 90-day blitz sprint, okay, it is not just about your efforts. It is about the efforts you're going to inspire in your people. It is about the people that you're going to inspire to go on 90-day blitzes. It is the leverage, and that's what network marketing is about, is the leverage that we create in our business to go out there and be successful. Okay? You create leverage. So you imagine if you start with you. This is one of the biggest tips I'm going to give you in the 90-day blitz. My job in a 90-day blitz, so it's 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, right? My job in the 90-day blitz is somewhere along the first 30 days, okay, is to inspire and duplicate 1 to 3 people to go on a 90-day blitz. That's a rule of thumb, okay? The average is 2. Now, some of you have more influence than others. Some of us might inspire 5 people, 10, 20 people, or an entire company almost. Of course, I'm exaggerating when I say an entire company, but you understand. Some of us will inspire more than others. Others will inspire more than us, vice versa. But guess what? Your second month, your people watching you, you should always be able to tell your people, watch me, look at me, where they've seen how much you're showing the plan. Show it on social media. Create a special group. If you already have a group, don't go out there and create a new group. Support that one group. For instance, I just created a 90-day blitz for my company. Guess what? Support that group. Post your meetings. Post pictures of your meeting. Post how many meetings, how many 3-way calls, how many prospects you've prospected. Post that stuff. Get the engagement going. Okay. So if in the first month, let's say you inspire 2 people in your organization to go on a 90-day blitz. Now it's 3 of you. Okay. So check this out. Check out how interesting this works. So let's say 30 days into it, you've got you, plus you've got 2 more. That equals 3 people. Now the 3 of you each inspire 2 people. That's 6 new people plus your 3 equals what? 9 people. Okay. Now that last month, these 9 people inspire an average of 2 people. Okay. So guess what? If these 9 people inspire 2 people, that's an extra 18 people plus those original 9. You've got a total, ladies and gentlemen, of 27 people on this 90-day blitz by the end of your 90 days. So by the end of your 90 days, you're finishing off, but there's still 26 people in your organization on a 90-day blitz. And then guess what you do? You point to those success stories. You pick out of those 27, let's say 3 of them, 5 of them are having the biggest results. You talk about them on the conference calls. You talk about them on social media. Remember, facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So you've got to make it a point to go out there and have a great 90-day story, but you break it down in 30 days. Here's what I accomplished in 30 days. Here were my goals. Here's what I hit. Here were my goals in 60 days. Here was my goals. Here's what I hit. And here were my goals in 90 days. Here were my goals. Here's what I hit. Because those things will, along the way, get you to inspire other people to do likewise. Now, you imagine. So think about it. It started with you. By the end of your 90 days, in this example, you've got 26 people remaining on a 90-day blitz. Now, granted, most of the people in anything, they're not going to last. January 1st, the gym gets filled with a bunch of people that have, new year, new me goals, that they're going to lose weight. Making more money and losing weight is the #1 motivation for people in the new year. And most people are not going to be in the gym 90 days later. They're just not. Here's the deal. If they were to stay in the gym consistently for 90 days, eating right, having the right habits, the chances are they would stay with that discipline. Their likelihood of being disciplined with their fitness would be far higher. But most people don't have it in them. But let's say out of the 26 people after 90 days that remain on that 90-day blitz, do you realize the kind of impact that'll have on your business? Let's say just 20% of them finish the 90 days. That's about 5 to 6 people in your organization that did real 90-day blitzes. And the other ones produced more than they would have had they not gone on the 90 days. So here's the thing. Learn to say no. What do I mean by that? You're going to get people that are going to say, hey man, I'm moving, can you help me out? Or hey man, you know, I got the special event, do you want to come with me? Or whatever the case is. But your girlfriend might say, hey, you know, my friend's having a baby shower this particular day on a Sunday, and I want you to go with me. And let's say you got a home meeting, a PBR, private business reception that day. You got to learn to say no. Because before you started the 90-day blitz, you should talk to your spouse, you should talk to your family, your significant others, and let them know, I need you to support me with this. I'm going to go on a 90-day blitz, more work than ever before. I'm going to talk to more people than ever before. I'm going to show the plan, train people, and work my business like never before. I'm going to work my business like a madman, like a mad woman for 90 days. I need you to support me, because this is going to create the momentum that's going to get us those things that we want to get to. You see this beach over here on the right-hand side? Well, guess what? That's where you're going to be able to take your family because of this 90-day run. If that's the kind of car that you like, or a car that's similar to that price, or maybe you're not into cars, whatever you can do with that kind of money, that's the kind of stuff that this 90-day blitz here can provide for you. But guess what? That only happens if you take the 90-day blitz serious. So here's what you have to ask yourself. Is saying yes gonna help you towards your goal, or steal your focus and hurt your momentum? Learn to say no. And it's easier to say no when you manage your people's expectations ahead of time. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of distractions than going on this 90-day blitz. Make a commitment to how many meetings and what days and how many hours you're gonna determine to this business, and stick to it. Okay, so the buy-in, once again, you determine your goal. WIIFM. For your spouse and your kids, we talked about this earlier. What's in it for me? Let them know what's in it for them. Let them know what you're going to do for them after 90 days. Let them know how you're going to appreciate them and how you're going to appreciate them after 90 days. Your friends need to know and respect your run and your goals. Make your goals visible. Okay, make a dream board of the things that you want, whether that's a watch, a vacation, a car, a new house, because we think in pictures. So when we start thinking about this is kind of like the law of attraction. We think in pictures. The images that we constantly put in our mind are what we tend to attract. So get excited about this 90-day run. You've got to first believe, then you're going to see. Unsuccessful people say, I've got to first see in order to believe. Successful people don't say that. They know, I've got to first believe, then I'm going to see. So believe that this is going to work out for you, because you are willing and deserving. You are deserving because you're willing to pay the price. You are deserving because you're willing to pay the price. So you are deserving of those things that you want, of the success that you search for. You are deserving of it. You know why? Because as of right now, you are willing to pay the price. You are willing to go out there and burn your ships. You are willing to go out there and get the no's, prospect, show the plan. At the end of the night, here's a couple questions you ask yourself, whether you're on a 90-day blitz or not, but especially when you're on a 90-day blitz. Number one is, do I deserve to sleep tonight? Do you deserve to sleep tonight based on the things that you've done today, based on how productive your day was? Do I deserve to sleep tonight? The next one is, if my team did what I did today, how much money would we make? Or how much closer to our goals would we be? So you could word it whatever you want. If my team did what I did today, how much closer to our goals would we be? Or you could say, if my team did what I did today, how much money will we make? Okay. So, and do I deserve to sleep tonight? And the last one is, would I want to be sponsored by me? Would I want to be sponsored by me? If you're being lazy, excuse the word, but if you're being a bum and you're like, man, I would not like to have me as a sponsor, guess what? You're probably not going to be successful. This is just some real stuff. Okay. Anyways, briefly on personal development, working on yourself, super important. Working on yourself, listening to the right stuff like this, like the audios, like the mindset training, which by the way, I'll drop a link here. Click on that link right there. It's also in the description of the bulletproof, the intense bulletproof mindset by JC Rangel. And there's plenty of other books, you know, that I'll recommend to you, like Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends, Influence People by Dale Carnegie, The Science of Getting Rich, GoPro by Eric Worre. But I created the intense bulletproof mindset because that is a mindset that I had to make $1 million in the 6-month period in this industry, and to make a ton of money ever since, and to retire my mom. It was It's literally 15 years of knowledge, 15 years of mindset and philosophies. Because let me be sure of one thing. Your mindset and your philosophies are way more important than the how-tos. How to prospect and the words to say to the prospects. The words to say to prospects when you prospect them, when you follow up with them, the words to say in a presentation. Your philosophies and your mindset is significantly more important than all those things. Because if you have the mindset and the philosophies, all those things you will learn and they'll come to you. It doesn't make sense. A lot of stuff when we hear, a lot of times when we hear things, it doesn't make sense when we're hearing them for the first time. But as time goes on, we realize, that's what they meant. Kind of like with our parents. As kids, when our parents tell us, don't do this, don't do that, it doesn't make sense. Because what are you, the fun police? Why can't I do this? It's fun. Why can't I do? Why? Don't ask why. You're not a child. Just the people in this industry, your upline experts, your mentors. It doesn't make sense for them to give you advice that won't work because they get paid based on your success. Take it with faith, apply what they tell you, and just do it. And eventually, you'll understand. Your knowledge will catch up to the things that they're telling you. Your knowledge will catch up to theirs, or at least catch up to the point where you understand what they're telling you. So, speed up your learning curve. Personal development. I recommend a few books. Another great book is Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. Phenomenal book. That's probably the most complete network marketing book I could recommend to you. That one and GoPro by Eric Worre. And you got to every day be listening to personal development. Every single day. Just like you bathe every day, or at least I hope you do, you should be doing personal development on a daily basis. Your attitude and your mindset, that creates your attitude and your mindset. And your attitude determines your altitude, okay? There's only two things we have control over, our attitude and our actions. But if you have the right attitude, you'll take the right actions. Your personal development will determine that attitude and actions that you take. Your music. What is your music? Your music is that stuff, and I'm not talking about the music you listen to. I'm talking about your music that other people see. Your confidence, your aura. When people get to a point where they know this guy or girl, he or she knows where he's going. And they're going to go with or without me. I'd rather go with them than without them. I'd rather be with them than without them because they're on their journey there because of you showing up. 90% of success is showing up. You're showing up. You're taking action. Successful people are always on the go. They've got stuff to do, man. They don't got time to chit chat and waste time. They're productive people. Okay. Your music is that stuff that you let out. Your aura. Okay. Your confidence. Some people's music sucks. It's a sad song that people know this person is not going anywhere. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Let's face it. People judge us in the first 10 seconds based on how we look, how we shake their hand. We shake their hand firm. We look them in the eyes with a nice smile, with confidence. We let them know it's good to see you. I shake somebody's hand and I touch their shoulder, okay, with my other hand. Say, it's good to see you. How are you? Great. How are you doing, JC? Man, I'm doing incredible. Okay. I couldn't be better. Medicine should take me. I'm so good. I'm awesome. What's up? Everything is up. Because you know why I say everything is up? Because I can't afford for nothing to be up. So my words don't come back void. I declare what I want to be a reality in my life. Guess where I got that from? Personal development. My music is that music that attracts people. And then guess what? Also the music I listen to. One of the songs I highly encourage you to listen to is Heart of a Champion by Nelly. Heart of a Champion by Nelly. At a Super Saturday in about 2004 or 5, I was at a Super Saturday event with Mr. Brian Carruthers. I was a part of his company back in those days. And he told us to listen to that song and he played it. There was about 200 people at the Super Saturday. And when I listened to that song, man, people got teary-eyed. I got teary-eyed. I said, that's going to be me. I'm going to be a 6-figure earner and eventually a 7-figure earner. Till this day, I listen to that song all the time. This also develops your skills and it also develops your discipline and your time management. There's books on time management, okay? Time management is one of the most important things you can have. That's one of the biggest success secrets of the mega rich is their time management. So money is like water. It seeks its own level. That's why you got to grow your personal development because like water, money also seeks its own level. And as Jim Rohn says, seldomly will your income exceed your personal development. So here's some personal development books and audios I recommend you do. First of all, books and audios, webinars, 30 minutes a day minimum, or 10 pages of a good book a day. 90-day Blitz. You want to triple your efforts for 90 days. Short-term pain for a lifetime of gain. Okay, so pick your dates. Pick the date that you're kicking off your 90 days. Make it public and declare it. Don't be afraid to declare it. Make a decision and go for it. Okay, have monthly checkpoints in the form of calls and events. Okay, monthly checkpoints to see where you're at, to celebrate, to see how many people you've inspired to go on the 90-day run with you. And then you want to also have a finish line where you have a massive celebration. Okay, where you have a party or at an event or whatever the case is, and you do recognition for yourself and for other people. That inspires other people. It is so crucial that you have a successful 90 days, and you will have a successful 90 days if you have the discipline to apply this training and to go out there and work. Here's the thing. I was watching a Ray Lewis video today that my buddy Doug sent me, and I've seen it before. He says, I believe, I don't know how many years he's been in the league. I believe like 7 to 10 years, something like that. But anyways, he says, or maybe even 15, he says, in that many years, nobody on my team has consistently beat me to the ball. He says, and that has nothing to do with skill. That's got everything to do with effort. He says, effort is between you and you. If you have the training and we tell you what to do, all you've got to do is show the plan, do the action, take the action. That's just effort, man. Go to sleep when you deserve to go to sleep. Set your daily goals, your DMO, daily method of operation, and your goals, things that you've got to get done for the day, and don't go to sleep till it's done. That's between you and you. That's the effort. So if you have a successful 90-day blitz, and you can and you will, as long as you put the effort, because I can't put it for you. Nobody can put it for you. You will have a successful 90-day blitz and a successful massive celebration, which will inspire. The more successful your celebration is, the more people it inspire. The more people it inspires in your organization, the more success for you. That sounds like a win-win-win to me. So why wouldn't you? You want to have a tracking sheet. Have your upline send you this. Okay, I send this to my organization where you take daily inventory of your activities. Okay, you want to email that tracking sheet to your mentor, and what it does is it creates a frenzy in your organization. Okay, people are taking massive action and they're tracking it. Okay, if you could track your numbers, you can grow your numbers. So this is done for more exposures, more follow-ups, and this is to fill up your calendar with ink. Fill up your calendar with the amount of meetings that you're doing all the time. So here's some key notes. Full time for me is 10 to 12 hours per day. If you're working your business full time, to me, that's 10 to 12 hours per day when you're on the 90-day blitz. Let's face it, even when you're not on the 90-day blitz, but definitely 10 to 12 hours a day. Sam Walton was once asked, how many hours should you work in a day? And Sam Walton replied, any 12 hours in the day is good. So it doesn't matter, it's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to 5 p.m., but any 12 hours a day. You know why? Because most people are programmed that after 8 hours they're tired. No, you're not. You believe you're tired because society told you that you're tired in that 8 hours, a whole work day, and people are tired after 8 hours. So your mind believes what you constantly tell itself. That's the affirmations. But a billionaire said any 12 hours a day is good. So that's how I work, 10 to 12 hours a day. And guess what? I became a millionaire thanks to this information and thanks to working my tail off. Part-time is 4 to 6 hours per day. You want to focus on production, not politics. Politics is the gossip. Gossip doesn't make you money. If you see gossip, stop it. Put an end to it. Do not participate. If you're not a problem of the solution, you're part of the problem. There's a lot of gossip in network marketing. Don't participate in it. You could tell who's going to be successful by who they hang out with. What our parents told us a long time ago? Birds of a feather flock together. In Spanish, dime con quién te juntas, te digo quién eres. Tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. That's true. That is very, very true. Same thing with this business. I am a production-focused person. I talk about the ones that do, not the ones that don't, and not the ones that quit. Who cares? In a month from now, a year from now, we're not going to remember those people that quit. Someone say, hey, Jason, remember that guy that quit? Here's my reply. No, I don't. I'm too busy focusing on the guys and girls that are making it happen. The guys and girls that are not quitting on their dreams. The guys and girls that are not quitting on their family, on their goals, on retiring their parents, on donating to charity, on helping the world, on inspiring others. Those are who I focus on. I don't focus on the quitters. This world is full of quitters. So when you focus on politics, you encourage that stuff. Focus on production, not politics. And you want to have a sense of urgency. TNT, that stands for today, not tomorrow. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no some day in the week. There's Monday through Sunday, but there's no some day. Today is the day. Not tomorrow. Today, not tomorrow. Sense of urgency. Don't ever take a day off from being a champion. So, 90-day blitz. Here's some keynotes. 70% of my time is spent on first gear activities. I'm going to explain what first gear activities is. That's showing the plan, doing a presentation at a Starbucks for 1 or 2 prospects, 3 prospects, doing a whole meeting, doing a weekly presentation at a hotel or a conference room somewhere, or a home meeting, doing a webinar, doing 3-way calls to close some prospects, making follow-up calls. I got prospects that already watched the video to pique their interest. I got 10 prospects that watched it. I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling those prospects and I'm texting those prospects, following up and asking them closing questions. Awesome. Did you see a way for you to make some money with us? Or if I send them a video that piques their interest, hey, good stuff, wasn't it, Jason? Jason says, yeah, man, it was pretty interesting. Sounds good, Jason. So here's what I want to do. I want to either invite him to an event, or I want to, if he's long distance, get him to see the full 30-minute overview of my company. That's my job. That is first gear activities. Activities that produce income for the company, that produce volume for the company, and the company pays my organization and myself money to us. And that creates a residual income for us, aka time freedom. 70% of my time is based on that. And on a 90-day blitz, it's more like 80%, to be honest with you. 20% of my time is spent on training new distributors, and 10% of my time is spent on promoting events. There's always events to promote. There's an event tonight in Costa Mesa. Yesterday, there was another event in Long Beach. The day before that, there was an event at my house. The day before that, there was an event in Costa Mesa. We're promoting. We're texting people. We're calling our leaders. We're putting on social media. We're following up with our people to see how many guests they're going to have. 10% of my time is spent on promoting events. So let me give you the activities as a breakdown. 70% of my time is in first gear activities. So here's where minimum 70% of your time is going to go on this 90-day blitz. Okay, in reality, 70% of your time goes into your business when you're building a business, even when you're not on a 90-day blitz. But when you're on a 90-day blitz, you do more of this stuff, bottom line. 3 times more than you normally do, at least. 70% of my time is spent in PBRs. That means home meetings, private business receptions. Somebody launches their business. They can invite 10 to 15 people over to their house. About 50% of them are going to show up, and we show them the opportunity at their home. We sign up a few folks. We set up some more PBRs to be in their people's homes. And then we just go from living room to living room to living room. We promote them to the events, the conference calls, and the trainings. And we follow the system. Watch the 7 absolutes and the 8-point system so you can see the exact system that we've got for this business. Weekly meetings, one-on-ones. You know, they're also known as table talks, where you meet with people at a Starbucks, at a Panera Bread. You know, your new guy brings you a friend or 2 of his for you to show them the business at a local Starbucks. 3-way calls, webinars, long distance exposures. You got long distance prospects you're sending the webinar to for them to watch, and you set up a time for you to follow up with them to ask them the closing questions. Did you see a way for you to make some money with this? Awesome. Did you see a way how you and I working together can help you achieve those goals? Yes, sounds good. Let's get you started. Let me walk you through. And you walk them through the process. You don't give them your link. You walk them through the process and make sure that they sign up the right way, and make sure that they sign up, period. As Jim Rohn said, if you want the best chance of success, do not leave it to chance. That's why he says follow up. Okay. 20% of my time is in training new distributors, group trainings, one-on-one trainings, okay, 2-on-1 trainings at a Starbucks, whatever the case is, conference calls, introduction calls, game plans. When I sit down with somebody, I do a game plan. That's where we do a game plan on how we're going to launch their business, and we train them as well. We talk about the 7-10 system, the basic training, 7 absolutes, 8-point system. Go on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr. JC Rangel. You'll see the 7 absolutes and the 8-point system there. I'm going to briefly touch on the 8-point system in the next couple slides. And then 10% of my time is spent promoting events, corporate events, Super Saturdays. By the way, pre-sell your tickets. You are a leader. You buy your ticket first, and you don't just buy your ticket. Here's what you do. If your upline leader has tickets up for sale, You go up, let's say they're $20 tickets, and let's say you only have $100. Here's $100. I want 5 tickets, because you buy the ticket for you and you buy 4 more tickets for people on your team. You collect the money from them, but you make the commitment. You should be the first to buy the tickets to the conventions, to the Super Saturdays, to everything. If you are a leader, if you want financial freedom, that's what you do. Weekly meetings, webinars, conference calls, 10% of my time is spent on promoting events. So let's talk about the 8-point system to finish off. This is where the 8-point system is where people know how many points they should generate on a daily basis. If you are on a 90-day blitz, your job is to get at the very minimum 20 points per day. But you should be hitting 30s and 40s daily with the kind of activity you're going to do, especially for those of you guys that are full-time. 8-point system normally is 8 points. 8 points you generate on a daily basis. And anybody can do 8 points. No matter how busy they are, they can do 8 points. So if they attend a conference call, that's a point. They place a trade or use a service, I should say. That's a point. Use a service of the product, that's a point. Personal development. They listen to some kind of training. They read a book, right? 10 pages of a good book or 30 minutes of a good audio. That's 1 point. If you present a program to somebody, like if you acquire a customer, that's 2 points. But you don't have to acquire the customer as long as you're showing your business to somebody to get a customer. If you prospect, do a follow-up or a 3-way call, that's 2 points. So think about it. My goal today is to do 13 3-way calls. 13 3-way calls will generate me 26 points. See how that works? Okay. So if you prospect somebody, do a follow-up with somebody or a 3-way call, either one of those gets you 2 points. So if you prospect one person, you follow up with another person, and you do a 3-way call for somebody on your team, that's 6 points right there. Anytime you show the plan. So if I sit down with somebody over the internet or I sit down with somebody at a Starbucks and I show them I give them a little presentation with my iPad or my 1 through 10 sheet or whatever the case is, or my laptop. Okay. Show the plan, 3 points. So if you show, I'm going to show the plan 5 times today. That's 15 points just in showing the plan. Okay. I attend a live event. Tonight I'm attending a live event with prospects. 3 points for attending a live event. Train a new business partner with the proper system. That's 3 points. Host an opportunity meeting or a home event. I did that at my home on Tuesday. That's 4 points for the day, just on that home event. If I host or attend the training, that's 4 points. So you see how this works. By the way, when you show the plan or attend a live event, attending the live event and showing the plan, if you do a webinar, that's considered showing the plan or having a live event, right? Even though it's on the internet, that's 3 points as well. So if you are on, this is a basic system that I use. And then guess what? What people do is that they use this and they post it on social media. They text it to their uplines. Here's how they know how to track their points. You should be generating a minimum of 20 points a day. Minimum of 20 points a day. Notice the red. The red is when you're on a 90-day blitz. This is what the bulk of your time should be spent in. Number 4 through 10 is what the bulk, that's where you should be generating points. And let me tell you something. You really want to achieve financial freedom, your goal shouldn't be 20 points a day. Your goal should be 30 or 40 points every single day. Take a day off. Take Sunday off or whatever day you want off. But I recommend you work 6 days, all out massive action. Take a day off to recharge your batteries, hang out with your family, and then go again. For 90 days, you could do it. You do this, you will need some binoculars to look back at the person and the place you were 90 days ago. If you follow this stuff consistently, there's only 2 reasons why people don't achieve what they want to achieve. They're either not doing something right or they're not doing something often enough. You just been taught the right things to do. This with all of the other training, you follow the system and you do it consistently and persistently. Don't take any breaks. Don't start and stop, start and stop. You go for 90 days. Take 1 day off a week. Make that sacrifice. It'll be worth it. When I did my first 90-day run, thanks to that 90-day run, I've made millions of dollars in the industry. Not because I'm anything special, because back then I wasn't as talented. But hard work and effort beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And there's signs of that everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this training. promote this training to your organization. For those of you guys that really want to go on a 90-day run, this is a training that you want them to watch. Make sure that they follow the 8-point system. And for you, it's a 20-point system on a daily basis when you're on a 90-day run minimum. And don't make your minimums your maximums. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. As always, I'll see you guys at the top or from the top. Take care.